Hey there, this is the Top Floor Please podcast, where women in leadership rise together. I'm your host, Melissa McCormick, executive coach and founder of the Grace and Salt Leadership Academy. This is your space to find clarity, grow in confidence, and lead with bold authenticity. Whether you're navigating the boardroom, building your team, or stepping into new territory, you're not alone. Let's talk real challenges, real growth, and real leadership, because the top floor isn't just a place, it's a mindset. All right, let's get started.
All right. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing fantastic today. I've got a little bit of a cold going on, but I did not want to not record or didn't want to, delay anything. So anyway, hopefully you'll get past the voice and you can concentrate on the message. So I've had quite a few folks, ladies in particular, who have mentioned to me that they'd like me to do a little series or session on, I'm sorry, but my hair is bothering me, on delegation. Okay, so we're going to talk about delegation the next couple podcasts, and I'm really excited to share some of my philosophy and thoughts and just tips and tricks that I think will help you as you try to move from chaos and doing all the things to calm. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Melissa McCormick. I am the founder of Grace and Salt Leadership Academy, and this is where we find clarity and courage and confidence to lead well. And so I am super excited to dig into delegation today. Because I'm going to guess that you're listening to this because you've experienced this type of a thought process before. For example, I want you to fill in the blank. It's blank for me to do it rather than to train someone else. I mean, it's only going to take me a few minutes. What do you think I'm saying there? Yeah, exactly. It's faster. It'd be easier. It'd be quicker. Like they're not here. This is a problem that we have in today's world of hybrid. For some reason, again, I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm like focused on my hair. But with the hybrid workforce, for some reason, when people are not in, the people who work in the office, um, think that the people who work at home that like they cannot contact them. I found it very strange when I was working with a client and I'm like, so let's just call so and so. Yeah, well, they'll be in the office tomorrow. They work remote Mondays and Fridays. Okay. They work remote. So they work during normal working hours. No different than if you were talking to somebody who was traveling or somebody who was in Malaysia. You still contact them. But there was this, nobody really said it out loud, but there was this feeling like, well, if they're not in the office, then I guess I can't really reach them because it's like they're on vacation, but they were working remote. Odd. So my point is this, is that in today's environment with remote workforce, we may feel like it's more important, or it's not more important, it's quicker and easier for us to do it because otherwise, I don't know, I got to get on a Teams call or I have to DM them or I have to call them. It's just easier. You know what? I'm just going to take care of it. And that is the detriment to your world. And so then once you start handling those things that somebody else should be handling, pretty soon, guess what? You own them. That's right. You own them because you've started doing them. I've got one more comment for you, or one more fill in the blank. Okay. Blank. Take care of that. What do you think? What do you fill in? Insert here. Blank. Take care of that. What do you think you fill in there? Yeah, I'll take care of that. It's okay. I'll take care of that. So if somebody comes to you and says, hey, I need da 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 da, and so isn't here today, can you do it? My question is not, can you do it? Of course, you probably can. Should you do it? Should it be your role when somebody comes to you and asks you for a favor? Should you do it? Now, that is actually a topic for a whole nother podcast, like how to set boundaries, how to say no, all of that. I can get into that in another time. But I really wanted to focus on our mindset today. So it's going to be, at this moment, it's a two podcast series, but we'll see where it ends up. So today, right now, this episode, we're going to focus on a mindset reframe. What do I mean by that? I mean that I look at delegation as a gift. So when I say that, people are like, oh yeah, Melissa, you're spinning. Like that spinning meaning, you know, how sometimes salespeople will spin something to make it really sound attractive, even though it might not be. I am not doing that. Delegation truly is a gift. It's not only a gift for the other person that you're giving it to, but it's a gift for yourself. So I want you to think about this just for a second. Delegation is hard. It really is hard. It's hard to make it stick. Sometimes there's people who I call them Teflon. You know, you give it to them and then all of a sudden it's come back to you. How do they do that? And why did I take it? Right? Those are all kind of questions that we have in our mind when we talk about delegation. And but for me, I always had this thought process, and maybe you have the same, but I always had this thought that, or this reputation, that delegation reputation, the reputation of delegation is was negative. Like people who delegated, they just didn't want to do the work, so they were just giving it. So typically a boss would delegate and just give the stuff that they didn't want to do to the minions, right? That was the impression that I had. That was the thought process I had with regards to delegation, and that went on for a very long time. And so I had this boss who was the master delegator. Like this man, and I don't even know what he did, but he delegated to me like it felt like everything in his day came my way. Every email, every voicemail, every phone call, everything came my way. And I was getting super overwhelmed. I was on a career track at this point, so he was making sure that I was included in things and that I was growing and all the things, but he didn't communicate to me that he was sending these things my way because I needed to know about them. I need to know how to do them. I needed the experience. Like he was literally helping me grow, but I didn't know it because he didn't say it. So in my mind, for almost a year, I thought, this little dude, I am not thrilled with him right now because I'm overwhelmed. I've got a job to do and all of this other stuff that quite frankly he should be doing. Until I realized one day, oh, that was a strategy that he was doing. That was really important. If he didn't help me with that, I would not be where I am and I would not have the role I have and I would not have the experience and more than that, the confidence and the credibility of my customers if he didn't do what he did. Aha! Delegation is a gift. Now, the big lesson from that whole story is to communicate. If you are the leader who is trying to develop other people and you are delegating stretch assignments, you're delegating things that you probably should be doing, but they need to have the exposure, then tell them. Do not just delegate to delegate or do not delegate without telling them why you are delegating. Okay. That is super important. And so the delegation piece of it and the gift piece of delegation is that it it helps them grow. Like in my case, my boss helped me grow, but it also frees up the boss so that they can grow. Do you see what I mean? So if you don't delegate to people, you're robbing them of their future. I know that sounds really, it sounds like a little much. Like if we were having coffee right now, you'd go, okay, yeah, sure, Melissa, that, yeah, right, that is spinning. No, I'm dead serious. If he would not have delegated to me the way that he did, I would not have had the career trajectory that I did. Okay, when he was delegating to me, I was a director of sales. And then I became the vice president of sales. And then I became the vice president of sales for the Americas. And then I became the senior vice president. I would never have had that type of a career if he would not have delegated as much as he did. Okay, now, granted, he needed to communicate because I really didn't really care for that and I stressed out about it. If I would have known his intent and if I would have known that I was going to be better on the other side, I probably would have, it still would have stressed, but it would have been a different kind of stress. Regardless. Anyway, my point is that then when you delegate, then it also frees you up to be able to grow and move into your next role at the organization as well. So I want you to think about that, okay? I want you to think about if you're holding everything so tightly, like where are you in this in this delegation topic? Like are you a control freak? Do you have trust issues where you're thinking you're the only one that can do this? Like truly, I am the absolute only one. I don't do this one thing. Oh man. Hmm. Company's gonna fail. Is that who you are? Because I'm going to tell you something. I had a boss, a different boss, who was president of the company at the time. And he said to me, because I was a little too big for my britches at this point, and he says, Melissa, let me tell you something. Nobody is indispensable, not even you. That was a big lesson. So my point is, if you believe that you are the only person that can do all of the things you're doing, you're wrong. There's plenty of other people who has skills that can do that. And they should be doing it because you should not be holding on so tightly. So I just kind of want you to just take a moment and think about where are you on the delegation spectrum? Do you believe in it? And if you believe in it, are you practicing it? Or are you pretty much, I like my stuff and I like to be in control of that, okay? Because that's what you're going to have to break free from because delegation is trusting. Now, in the next video or the next podcast, I'm going to talk about the 4 phases of delegation so we can, kind of dig into it, into the to meat of, what is delegation and what are the steps in delegating because you just don't throw it at somebody and then expect them to do it the way you do it. And that is probably why you're feeling like, no, I kind of need to do it, right? Okay. So in this next episode, we're going to go deeper. I'm going to walk you through those four phases, as I mentioned. And I'm also going to share some practical tips, things that I want you to think about during the delegation process or just in general, so that we don't start delegating and start feeling good about it and then fall back into our old habits. So if you're ready to go from overwhelmed to confident in your delegation, then I've also built a digital course. So we'll put that in the show notes if you're ready. But I really want you to listen to the next podcast before you decide to invest in any kind of courses or anything like that. All right. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to um, go to the next podcast, listen to that. And then if it makes sense and you want to learn more and you want to dig into delegation more, then go ahead and check out that course and make sure that it's right for you. So in this particular podcast, I want you to share it. I want you to like it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to and follow me on Spotify so that other people can learn and just I guess I'm here to serve, and I want to be sure that I'm serving as many people as I possibly can. So please share, share, and share. All right. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next podcast. It's been fantastic. Take care.
Thanks for hanging out on the top floor. If today's episode gave you something to think about or a little boost, share it with your friend and keep the momentum going. And hey, if you're ready to find your voice and lead with clarity and confidence, check out the Esther Project. It's our foundational program at Grace and Salt, and it's built for women like you who are ready to rise. You can learn more at graceandsaltleadership.com. I'll drop the link in the show notes. And remember, you don't have to lead like everyone else, just lead like you. All right, I'll see you next time.